The White House on Monday fired back at Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky after he accused Vice President Vance of justifying the actions of Russian President Vladimir Putin. The vice president has repeatedly said that this war was not justified to begin with and is the product of Joe Biden's weakness and incompetence. Taylor Van Kirk, the press secretary to the vice president, told DailyMail.com in reaction to Zelensky's statement during an interview with CBS 60 Minutes on Sunday evening. Zelensky accused Vance and Trump of creating an altered reality surrounding the events that triggered the Russian invasion of Ukraine and took a shot at the vice president. It seems to me that the vice president is somehow justifying Putin's actions, Zelensky said. But the vice president's office suggested that Zelensky's comments were not helpful as he faces additional aggression from Russia. Instead of mischaracterizing Vice President Vance's rhetoric, President Zelensky should be focused on bringing this conflict to a peaceful conclusion. His comments are counterproductive to the goal of achieving peace for his country, Van Kirk noted. Zelensky's comment is the latest of criticism he has aimed at the vice president. It comes weeks after he was scolded by both Trump and Vance in the Oval Office for his belligerent behavior despite significant military aid and funding from the United States. Discussing that encounter, the Ukrainian president insisted that Ukraine was the victim of the war and that Putin was the aggressor. I tried to explain, you can't look for something in the middle. There is an aggressor, and there is a victim. The Russians are the aggressor, and we are the victim, he said. He accused Trump and Vance of parroting talking points from Russia in their ongoing effort to end the war. It's a shift in tone, a shift in reality. Really, yes, a shift in reality, and I don't want to engage in the altered reality that is being presented to me, Zelensky said. Zelensky's comments on 60 Minutes reflect little change in his attitude with Trump and Vance since their dramatic meeting in the Oval Office in February. Trump blamed former President Joe Biden on Monday for allowing the war between Russia and Ukraine start in the first place. I had nothing to do with this war, but I'm working diligently to get the death and destruction to stop, Trump wrote on Truth Social on Monday. President Zelensky and crooked Joe Biden did an absolutely horrible job in allowing this travesty to begin, he continued. There were so many ways of preventing it from ever starting. But that is the past. Now we have to get it to stop, and fast. So sad. Hostilities continue in Ukraine as a Russian cluster bomb hit civilians gathering for a church service on Palm Sunday. Trump reacted to the attacks while speaking to reporters on Air Force One on Sunday and revealed that he believed the attack to be a mistake by the Russians. I think it was terrible, and I was told they made a mistake. But I think it's a horrible thing. I think the whole war is a horrible thing, he said. General Keith Kellogg, the president's Ukrainian envoy, was more forceful in condemning the attack. Today's Palm Sunday attack by Russian forces on civilian targets in Sumy crosses any line of decency, he said in a statement on Sunday. There are scores of civilian dead and wounded. As a former military leader, I understand targeting, and this is wrong. It is why President Tr.